John Keane aus England.
Yeah, my old mate John Keane looking after this one. He's the third man.
Die WBC-Weltmeisterschaft im Supermittelgewicht angesetzt über 12 Runden zwischen Yoshinori Nishizawa und Markus Beyer. Good luck, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Here we go then. The reigning champion, as I say, first defence is third reign in action against Yoshinori Nishizawa. And by the way, I think Charlie Margaret took about 6 years to win the British, European and World Flyweight titles, but I can't think of anyone else, Sandy. So potentially then 12 rounds in front of us here. I say potentially, you never can tell, can you? 26 wins and 14 defeats on the Nishizawa record, 5 draws, 14 wins inside. But he's 4 years old, sorry, he's 5 years older than Beyer. Markus Beyer now 33 years of age. And Nishizawa 38. Yep, here we go, round one then. And as I say, I've never seen Nishizawa before. And every chance, of course, that Beyer has on tape. No one defends a title these days unless they've seen their opponent first, where possible. And as you can see, Nishizawa about 1.5 inches taller, if not slightly bigger than that. And Beyer, of course, having such a wide stance, it tends to make him slightly smaller, but it doesn't bother him too much. And you may remember that torrid fight he had with Danny Green. Markus Beyer, oops, a daisy, what on earth was that? A left hand to the chin, certainly landed. And is he going to get it from John? No? Well, the referee said there it was a slip. That's what the left hand landed. Had to see it on the replay. So Nishizawa, almost a 20-year professional. Never won a major championship. Unless, of course, you discount the Japanese and the OPBF. Beyer, of course, is well used to the glory of World Championship boxing. First actually became German champion back in '98 and WBC champion in '99. That sort of right hook there from Beyer. Very precise fighter, Markus Beyer. Doesn't waste a lot. And as we saw against Sanavia, he can pack a punch at times. Oh, Nishizawa there, winding up the right hand. Big right to the body, gets warned for an almost low blow there by the referee, John Keane. When this first round is done, by the way, I'll tell you a little story about John Keane. So, well, what can I say about Nishizawa? A little bit of a tentative start here. He, like many before him, has realised that Beyer is a very canny operator. He's very good at sussing the distance and the speed. He's almost an expert counter-puncher, and of course he can fight well going forward. So that is Nishizawa's problem. Nishizawa getting slightly more into this. But once again, little clip there from Beyer. So Yoshinori Nishizawa then, in the gold trunks with the red piping, about to lose this opening session. Not by a great deal, I must admit. But Beyer looks like he's been busy enough to win that first round. 10-9. So back to referee John Keane. I was in Loughborough one day at Loughborough Town Hall, and Rocky Lester was on the bill. I can't remember who boxed, but John stepped in as the bell ended the round. He stepped in to separate the boxers, and Rocky threw a punch, and it was on its way, and it caught John on the chin. And it stiffened his legs momentarily, but he took it well. So they are, there's the Nishizawa Supporters Club. Bit of replay here then from the first round. Well, maybe I was wrong after all. That did look like a slip. Yeah, he just pulled away there, and pulled away just a wee bit too sharply, and sent himself sprawling. Yep, into round two we go. So Markus Beyer then made a pretty reasonable start here. And Yoshinori Nishizawa, well, he's going to have to find another way through. Better men have tried and failed. Well, once again, speed of punch there, very vital asset for Beyer. He's always traded on that. And it does sometimes make me wonder how a man of 38 gets a title shot. His recent form's not been too bad. He was stopped in 5 rounds by Tony Mundine. As I say, that was only 3 fights ago. And here he is fighting for the WBC version. And at 38 years of age and with a 14 losses on his record already, makes you wonder, doesn't it? He will have been selected, of course, by the Germans, as this is a voluntary defence of the championship for Beyer. So you don't have to take on anyone in the top 10. I mean, when was the last time you saw a champion take on a #1 contender, for instance? No, I don't remember either. It must have happened. So this could be a sweet voluntary for Beyer if he carries on like this. Nishizawa so far still struggling to make an impact. And we are, of course, in round 2 as Beyer once again scores the long left of the body. Second time he's done that. And the only time so far that Nishizawa has been stopped was when he took on Mundine in Australia and got stopped in 5 rounds, but Mundine's a pretty fair whacker. Well, once again, Beyer looks like he's got his number, doesn't he? Every time Nishizawa begins to threaten, Beyer just ups a gear very slightly. Oh, a lovely right there from Nishizawa. Best punch of the fight for him so far. And you've got to have a terrific awareness, by the way, to fight at the highest level. And Bayer's got that for certain. He might be 33 years of age, but he's a very economical sort. Doesn't waste much. Oh, nice right, and he's got him on the floor. Right hand there to the chin from Nishizawa. That is a shock. So, look at that. Nishizawa decks Markus Beyer. And the bell has gone to prevent him following up. What a shock that was. Well, there's Marcus's missus, and she will be, yeah, she's equally shocked. Well, I don't want to give it a 10-8 round by any means, but by, you know, WBC rules say I've got to. So, it looks like Nishizawa now is a point in front at 19-18. Beyer decked by a sharp right-hand punch. Didn't look too good at the time, but it was enough to put him over. Hope we see that again.
Saturday at...
Well, he looked more embarrassed than hurt when this punch got through. Well, I tell you what, when they, you know, sometimes you get smacked on the chin, there's nothing you can do about it. The lights go out, and your legs just give way, down you go. So there's Frau Bayer's reaction when he hit the floor, but he's up and he's okay. And he's still got a point to make up here, though, in my opinion. Say a 2-point round there for Nishizawa. So Yoshinori Nishizawa probably feeling quite confident now, having landed that right hand that put Beyer on the floor, but that might have been the worst thing he could have done, because Beyer now will be on red alert. The one punch you'll watch out for is that right cross, of course, from the Japanese. And he looks a reasonably heavy puncher, doesn't he, Nishizawa? Well, I suppose the evidence is in the last round, really. put Beyer on the floor. Oh, a lovely left hand there from Markus Beyer. Brings a big grin from the face here of Nishizawa. And well, almost say, okay, if you want to punch up, you've got it, mate. And well guarded there from Beyer. Let the referee deal with it. Don't referee your own fight. So once again, that left hand to the body from Beyer. Takes one back though. Nishizawa almost saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. I'm not too sure about that. And that was the ideal time there for Beyer to counter. Made him miss, but didn't make him pay. Well, once again, Beyer slams a left hand against his head, follows up the right hook. Well, once again, a reasonably close-ish round this, but Beyer, for my money, is in front at the moment, and it will level things up. So Nishizawa now getting a bit right-hand happy here, which is hardly surprising. As I say, he did deck Beyer with it in round 2. But once again, Nishizawa there's grimacing. Well, he's smiling, really. Not, you couldn't call that a grimace, could you? Well, if this one comes down to good old-fashioned punch-up, Nishizawa will absolutely love it. He's not too keen on the boxing match because he's getting outfoxed here. Well, nice left hand again from Markus Beyer. Oh, and a good body shot there. That one rattled the old rib cage, and there's a good round for Beyer. That's put him dead level now at 28 points each on my card. Hopefully on yours as well. So there's that menacing smile. So Yoshinori Nishizawa, as I say, there's going to be someone out there who's seen this man fight before. So I wouldn't even assume that none of you have. Well, it's level for me with 3 gone. Potentially 9 to go. 28 points apiece. Beyer on the floor in the second, but he's won the first and he's won the third to claw back that 2-point deficit. Here we go then, this is round 4. And that's his family. Wife and child. So Yoshinori Nishizawa, he's got a bit of work to do here to try and stifle Beyer's creative boxing, really, at times. Not a bad puncher either, Beyer. 12 of those 30 wins have come inside the limit, which is not a huge knockout ratio by any means. And just over 50% of Nishizawa's 14 out of 26 have come inside the limit. And again, that lovely left hand to the body from Beyer. Does that well. They sicken you, by the way. They are sickening punches. Oh, a little clash of heads there. John King just checks, makes sure both men are okay before ordering the box on. Such an alert fighter, Beyer. Got to say that there must come a point, surely, in his career where that alertness deserts him, and the Nishizawas of this world will probably take advantage. Lovely jab there again from Beyer, and every time Nishizawa is embarrassed by being caught by a punch, he smiles with an embarrassed look on his face. Trying to get the right hand working, but walks into one. quite surprised that Nishizawa's got a very low left hand. The right hand's not particularly high either. It's probably would indicate that he's up for a punch-up here. Not going to get it, though. Well, there will be flashes of it from Beyer, I suspect, but there'll be nothing prolonged. And Beyer doing exactly the right thing here, moving off to his own right, nullifying at least one punch, the right cross from Nishizawa, who, well, that's interesting, just stopped him in his tracks there and landed a right hand. But Beyer puts him back in his place. Oh, lovely. Nice three-punch combination there. And Nishizawa once again embarrassed by that. Bit of a swelling now appearing on the left cheek of Nishizawa, who lands a good right. Yeah, good round that for Markus Beyer. That's putting one up now, 38-37. 4 rounds gone. Potentially 8 to go. Well, he must be pretty happy so far at the way things have turned out here. He's boxing well. He's in front by a point, in my opinion, 38-37. Can't imagine any of the judges have got this one any different to that. Been pretty clear cut so far. That's Uli Wegner, of course, his trainer. That's a lovely jab there and a cracking left cross, and that's the three-punch combination that Beyer landed that brought another big grin from the face here of Nishizawa. And you miss, you pay. Here we go then, round 5. At stake, of course, the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. Markus Beyer in the black and silver shorts, a 3-time champion. This is his first defense in his 3rd reign. And I think he's done particularly well to have got this many opportunities. And again, that left cross sinking straight through the guard. And he's got to tighten up a bit, Nishizawa, although I've got to say at 38 years of age, he probably hasn't got a great deal of learning left in him. And you can hear Nishizawa's daughter screaming for her dad. Takes another long left cross there, flashing punch that from Beyer. Now, see, Bayer's had a slight change of direction here. He's going off to his own left, which is a mistake against an orthodox fighter if you're a southpaw. And again, lovely bit of fast hands there from Beyer. Well, looks like Nishizawa's heading for his 15th win, defeat here, I should say. Then we get this fight number 46 for him. Fight number 33 for Beyer, who lands again with nice speedy shots there. No great weight behind those, but they are scoring. Well, Nishizawa now looks like he's run out of ideas, takes a good body shot there, that one hurt. And he backed off a moment ago thinking, what on earth can I do with this man? That's one of the bad habits that Beyer has. He's picked off his mate, Sven Ottke. John King gets straight on his case, and rightly so. Oh, left hook there from the Japanese. And I don't really think it's a great idea, by the way, to take a young girl to a show, you know, your daughter to a show if you're actually boxing. I don't think that's a good idea at all. It might make her quite distraught if he does get beaten. Another round for Beyer. 48-46 then. That's the former light heavyweight champion, Henry Masker, for those who didn't recognise him. Well, let's just hear what Uli has to say.
Leichte Schläge. Und weißt du was? Du musst ein bisschen mehr so locker drücken, dass hier vorne, dass was macht. Verstehst du? Nicht, dass du die Distanz zu weit hast, ja? Geh mal hin, dann ein bisschen weg. Geh mal hin, ein bisschen weg. Weißt du, dieses Schwimmen, ja? Gut.
Well, get in and out, says Uli. Bit of replay then from round 5. And again, a good counter that. No messing there, was there? So, Yoshinori Nishizawa, 2 behind. For my money anyway, 48-46 as we come out for round 6. And one thing that Nishizawa hasn't done in this particular fight, by the way, is use his left hand. It's almost one-sided, almost right hand only. No jab to speak of. And that is a massive failing and disappointment from Nishizawa for me. Have you seen him use a jab yet? That's how you use a jab. He might as well be a southpaw, the way he's used that right hand. In fact, it might suit him better. Yes, he's a lunger with the left hook, and he's a right cross merchant. But without a jab to set it all up, what's the point? All right, you get lucky. Of course you do. As he did in round 2, the right hand that put Beyer on the floor. But by and large, to fight at this level, you need to have a very good complement of ability and skill. And of course, a good range of punches. In fact, you need them all. You also need heart, speed, stamina, power. Oh, and again, Beyer gets through. Nishizawa now getting taken apart here. He's getting dismantled piece by piece. Well, I've got to say, Beyer now is really in his groove here, and he's boxing comfortably. And Nishizawa looking slightly more desperate now. Of course, that happens, you know, when you're in a fight and you are not doing as well as you possibly expected to, and things start going against you, you can do some irrational things. And one of those irrational things, of course, is to lash out with anything you possibly can, which Nishizawa has done once or twice in this fight, because things are slipping away from him. But, as I say, it all comes down to a lack of a jab. Nothing to control a fight behind. Beyer has, of course, and that's a very nifty right hand. All right, southpaw jab. And quite obviously, Nishizawa's coming to this one, pinning his hopes on a knockout win, and possibly early, but another win there for Beyer, 58-55. He's 3 in front now. And some trainers have got some very strange ways about them, haven't they? Yep, I understood every word of that.
もったいない、2つ3つ打ったって全部当たってるんですもん。
もうちょっと前出た方が余計安いですね。
そうですね。
プレッシャーもかかるし。
そういうことよく分かってる。その通りだ。
上体上げたり言ってください。腰にくいです。
わかりました。喋んなくていいです。喋んなくていいです。
Had an email, by the way, from Dave Wallace and Shane and Chris. Thank you, boys. Happy New Year to you as well.
思った通りだ。思った通りそれでいいから。
Right, here we go then, the halfway point, round 7 of the scheduled 12. And, well, I've got to say, Yoshinori Nishizawa in the gold and red is getting a bit of a boxing lesson here. He's 3 points behind against the reigning WBC Super Middleweight Champion Markus Beyer. But with 6 rounds to go, there's still time here for Nishizawa to make a difference. But of course he needs a jab, and it's one thing he hasn't got. Probably never had. Because when all else fails, as I'm sure old pros will tell you, just sit behind the jab. Sometimes, of course, it's not enough, but it's a lot better than nothing, which is what Nishizawa is presenting at the moment. Well, the right hand once again getting through there. And as you see, the left hand is just almost a token. It's nothing behind it. I don't mean that stopping left hook, I mean a jab. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on about it. Referee John Keane doing a good job here, not overly concerning himself, not getting overly involved. And that's the sign of a good referee. Well, once again, Nishizawa trying to take out that the champion with the right hand. But he's getting a boxing lesson here. And again, Beyer stands his ground and bangs in a good uppercut come hook. And you know when Nishizawa's hurt, because he smiles. Well, left hook there, but a lovely straight left back from Beyer, although I've got to say it was a bit too high. That was a better one. And again, little 1-2 there from Markus Beyer, then another jab, smacking into the face and controlling the fight and the pace. Well, Yoshinori Nishizawa, he's beginning to slow a wee bit here. He might have a bit of a spurt later if he gets that far. Well, Beyer there really does defend quite well at times. Well, another round this for Beyer, I suspect. You know, Nishizawa did his fair share of the work, but not quite as much there as Markus Beyer. And there's his mammy. 68-64 then. See where he gets his looks from, can't you?
Ja, und immer wieder die rechte. Und lass die drin stehen. Lass die drin stehen. Hast du gehört, Markus? Ganz konzentriert weiter, Markus.
Immer reinrufen.
Markus, hast du verstanden? Ganz konzentriert weiter. Lass die Schlager in der Mitte. Mach lieber so Doppeldeckung. Aber ganz sicher sein. Sicher sein, Markus. Die rechte trifft immer wieder rüber. Und das andere ergibt sich dann schon. Hast du verstanden? Nicht abziehen. Wenn der drin lassen.
Runde, round 8.
Yep, here we go then, round 8. We've gone past the halfway stage, and it's a difficult fight this now. 4 points behind with 5 to play for Yoshinori Nishizawa. That's a problem. See, it's a tragedy, isn't it, when you see a fighter with a bit of heart and a bit of punch, a bit of power, a bit of ability, but no left hand to speak of. What a heartbreaker that is. Not for me. I do care. It does break my heart as well. To think, if only someone had got hold of this guy and taught him the fundamentals of boxing from an early age, what a difference it would have made. And I'm sure it would have done. Whether, of course, he'd have ended up a world champion remains to be seen. But he certainly would have been more successful. You know, nothing to stay Beyer off with whatsoever. And one thing you can say about Beyer, he's very, very concentrated. Doesn't let that slip for a second. It's only when he lets that slip that things start to go wrong for him. But ordinarily, he's got terrific concentration, which is another great asset. Some people, of course, lose concentration over a long fight. I say, of course, it's not that obvious, but it has been known. Well, a semblance of a jab there from Nishizawa. Want to make that Nishizawa. And once again, Beyer really punch-picking nicely. Then spins around him. Well, this is a bit of a heartbreaker now, I think, for the challenger. He is, of course, a voluntary challenger for Beyer. And that's another round there for Markus Beyer. 78-73, 5 in front, 4 to play. No way now that Yoshinori Nishizawa can win this one on points. He's got to go the full, he's got to go looking for the knockout. Full power. He cannot win this on points, as I say. I think he's 5 behind with 4 to play. And that puts him in no man's land. Beyer on safe ground if he can stay out of trouble. That is his paramount concern at the moment, I suspect. But he's still got to do enough work to win the rounds. Here we go then, round 9. And Markus Beyer is in the clear for my money. 5 points in front with 4 rounds to go. And Yoshinori Nishizawa has got a major problem on his hands here. His second major title fight. Don't forget he fought for the WBA against Anthony Mundine, got himself stopped in 5 rounds. Of course, he's gone further this time. This is, of course, round 9. But he's, not a mile behind necessarily, but 5 points when you've only got 4 rounds to go, that could be a mile, couldn't it? Again, once again, when Beyer's in good form like this, lovely left hand there again from Beyer. Don't forget, the only man so far on the floor in this fight was in round 2 when Beyer got put over. Well, nosebleed now. Nosebleed here for Nishizawa. And his daughter still screaming her head off at ringside. Oh, beautiful shots. 2 of the best shots so far that Beyer's landed. And he's a pretty heavy-handed fighter at times. When he gets it right, when he executes the technique to perfection, it can be pretty painful. And by the way, Nishizawa was actually stopped in the first round back in 1992 in his native Japan. I don't know the circumstances behind that, by the way, as the blood spills all over Beyer's back and shoulders. Get a lot of that. That's why fighters are age tested. They're not only that, they're hepatitis tested as well before every major championship fight, and have to be done annually. You should need a middle-class income these days to get a boxing license in Britain. Not only are the shops hellishly expensive, but it's very, very expensive to get a boxing license. Well, not very expensive, but inordinately expensive. The medicals that are at stake and everything else that goes with it. Scans. Anyway, back to the action here. We've got about 20 seconds to go in the 9th round. And Beyer has chosen this round to bang in some lovely looking punches. And he rocked Nishizawa down to his boots. Another round this for Markus Beyer, the reigning champion. Yeah, good performance this now from Beyer. 88 plays 82, 6 in front, 3 to go. Doesn't get much more emphatic than that, does it? And I think Nishizawa would love a repeat of round 2. Of course he would. He threw a right cross that caught Beyer on the side of the chin and sent him down. Here we go then. Round 10. So this 38-year-old warrior then comes out for the 10th round. 3 rounds to go, and he's 6 behind. And Nishizawa needs a knockout to win. Beyer needs to stay alert and cautious. Of course, he has no idea how this one is being scored, so equally he can't leave anything to chance here. He's got to ensure victory. Doesn't want to be a former champion again, does he? Of course it will happen. But I just think it's an awful shame for Nishizawa that someone didn't say to him, hey, Yoshinori, you haven't got a jab, mate. Let's give you one. Well, a bit of bruising and swelling around those eyes now of Nishizawa. Well, once again, a little right hook there, correcting Nishizawa's rush. Well, the crowd now very happy about Beyer's performance here. Well, Nishizawa now has completely run out of ideas here. He's doing things now he was not doing before, and they're not getting him anywhere. Oh, well, that was a decent right cross there, and again. But say, Beyer's the kind of man, if you threaten him, he'll go up a pace. And that's really what Nishizawa needs to do. He needs to cut down the gap, get close and bang away as hard as he can with both hands. Not something he's done in this particular fight, although he has done it briefly in this round. Well, I'll tell you what, not much in this one. Well, brief spell there for Nishizawa, flattered him, but I think once again overall a round for Markus Beyer. 98 then plays 91. Seven points the gap. 2 rounds to go.
Ja.
So, Markus, komm. Schön, Markus. Atmen, atmen. Markus, schön geschlossen bleiben. Der kommt noch mal. Der kommt noch mal, Markus.
Well, they seem to be pretty happy. Nothing untoward happening in that German corner.
Und von der Mitte. Ganz locker kommen. Komm, mein Junge. Ganz locker. Rausgehen. Ruhig bleiben. Übersicht behalten, mein Junge. Nicht aus den Hektik bringen.
Ringfrei zur 11. Runde. Round 11.
Here we go then, penultimate round, round 11. And Markus Beyer is in the clear now, 7 points in front, 2 to go. And I'll be very surprised if Nishizawa can pull this one out of the fire. I should think Beyer will be pretty surprised as well. Well, Nishizawa there, beginning to stand his ground a wee bit more. And this is the time when Beyer needs to get up on his toes and not stand there for a punch-up. Just keep on moving. Nishizawa needs to drag him into a street fight, really. And Beyer knows it. Keep on moving. Although there is a touch of the machismo about Beyer at times, which is probably why he's got himself in bother in the past. And Yoshinori Nishizawa could probably be a pretty decent fighter if he only had a left hand. Again, very sharp counters here from Beyer. And that face looking worse by the round. Oh, and a lovely left cross there again from Beyer. Good shot. Well, he must know he's got this one sewn up. Well, approaching the last 20 seconds and around 11, and Beyer once again good on his feet, keeping his concentration, lands another lovely left cross there. And he's come a long, long way for this, isn't he? Japan to Germany, first time in Europe, and that's another good round for Beyer. 108, plays 100. Well, I don't think that Uli Wegner can have too many complaints about Bayer's performance here. Done well.
Last round coming up, Markus. Shake hands.
So, Markus, so wie das gemacht hat, absichern. Aber erst leer laufen hat. Der kommt hinterher, dann gehst du rechts weg. Dass er hinterher steht. Hat verstanden?
So a bit of replay then from the 11th.
Pass mal auf. Atmen. Sicher sein. Markus Wicke ist weg.
Ringfrei zur 12. und
Ganz locker
letzten
Hände.
Runde. Last round.
Ganz lockere Hände. Babab. Ganz lockere Hände. Und schön geschlossen bleiben.
Here we go then, the 12th and final round, and Markus Beyer, that crown sits very firmly on his head at the moment, but Nishizawa needs to knock it off. Literally. He's got to fight like a demon in this last round and draw Beyer into a good old-fashioned punch-up. Another clash of heads here. The second time that's happened. By and large, it's been a very clean fight. A sporting contest. Well handled by our referee, John Keane. As once again, Nishizawa takes a thumping body punch. Well, a sloppy left hook there from the Japanese. And once again, the blood begins to flow from Nishizawa's nose. And this crowd keeps thumping out the claps. And we're approaching the last half of round 12. And we're in it now. A minute and a half to go or so in this final session. And Beyer has boxed very well, albeit against a limited opponent. I've got to say that because anyone who hasn't got a left hand has got to be considered limited, or a leading punch. As strong and tough and powerful as Nishizawa might be at times, he hasn't had the full package. Not been the full package. And Beyer has thumped in some very good shots. Been hard to nail, except of course in round 2 when he got put on the floor. But he's got up and won everything since then. Well, we're inside the last half minute now, and the Beyer fans will be going home happy after this one. No doubt about that. Long trip, of course, back for Nishizawa, but he'll have a chance to trot around Germany. First time for him, remember, in Europe. And he's tried hard with one punch, the right hand. And there's the final bell. It's all over now. The title very safe in Beyer's hands. 118-109. Well, that's my score anyway. The only round I gave against Beyer was the second, where he got put on the floor and it cost him 2 points. So 11 rounds to 1. Didn't do a lot wrong there, did he? But it was a voluntary defence of the WBC title. You get one, then you have to take on the mandatory contender. But then again, who's ever thought of that these days? Who's ever heard of that these days, where a champion goes up against a mandatory contender? I had an email from Richard Murta, by the way. He's an amputee who hopes to become a boxer. And he wanted to know who I thought was pound for pound the best boxer in the world today. Well, I don't think it's Markus Beyer. Possibly Marco Antonio Barrera or Morales, who knows? Could be Bernard Hopkins. I'm probably the last person to ask, actually. Not very good at things like that. I had an email, by the way, for a young man called Steve Aldridge, who's contesting the Schoolboy Championships, which start shortly. And he wants to thank his dad, Sam, from the Whole Boys Club for all of his support, and wish you luck Steve, let us know how you get on. Well, there's the Nishizawa family. They can't think for a second that their man has won. Here we go then for the official verdict. And I'm quite lucky. I do understand a bit of German. Well handled, as I say, by John Keane, our ref, my old mucker. Well, which wife would you rather be? Mrs. Nishizawa or Frau Beyer? The money's not bad, by the way. Here we go. I think we're about to get the official verdict. Here we go. 118-109 for me. Oh, that's interesting. 116 to 111. 117, 111.
Und Francisco Vázquez aus Spanien 118 zu 109.
Oh, well, at least one of them got it right.
Und weiterhin
Yeah, Markus Beyer then gets it there on a unanimous verdict. 116, 111, 117, 111, and 118, 109, which was right. But I'm a little bit worried about the other two. One judge gave 3 rounds against Beyer, one gave 4. And, but anyway, that's being churlish, isn't it? The right man won. He's still the WBC Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Markus Beyer from Germany. I'm Steve Holdsworth, and I'm delighted you've joined us once again for boxing here on British Eurosport. Don't forget Eurosport 2 on air. And if you don't see what you want to see on Eurosport International, flick over to Eurosport 2, because you're bound to see something you'll love. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Take you back.